Hare Krishna. So we welcome you all for today's satsang program. And today we are going to discuss from Bhagavad Gita 9 chapter, shloka number 2. So we'll recite this shloka. You can repeat after me. Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. So Krishna tells Arjuna in the 9th chapter, this knowledge, that is the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, is the king of all education. It is the most secret of all secrets, that is Bhagavad Gita. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of self by realization, that is Atma Sakshatkar, it is perfection of all religion. It is also everlasting and it is joyfully performed. So if you see this particular shloka, this is in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita has how many chapters? 18 chapters. So this is like the middlemost chapter, somewhere in the middle of it, 9. It's the middle chapter. So this is, the name of this chapter itself is Most Confidential Knowledge. And here at the start of this 9th chapter, Krishna is telling Arjuna, this knowledge what I am giving you, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, is what? It is Raja Vidya. This is the topmost knowledge. It is Guhyam, secret. Right? We all want to know secret things. Don't tell me those things which everyone know. Tell me things which very few people know. Bhagavad Gita, no one knows. Forget few people. Right? So this knowledge what we are getting over here every week is, Krishna is saying that it is very secret. It is Pavitram. Pavitram means it is very pure. And it is Uttamam. Uttamam means it is topmost. Pratyaksha Avagamam. Pratyaksha Avagamam means it is Sakshat. You can get the knowledge of who we are, knowledge of soul, Sakshat. Pratyaksha Savagamam Dharmyam. It teaches Dharma. And it is also Susukham. Susukham means it is performed with lot of joy. And it is Avyayam. Avyayam means it is everlasting. It will never get finished. So what we'll do today is, we will discuss on each of these 7 points what Krishna has put forward with respect to Bhagavad Gita. Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam, Pavitramidam Uttamam, Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam, Susukham Kartum, and finally Avyayam, that is, it is everlasting. Okay, so the first point what Krishna tells is that it is Raja Vidya. Raja Vidya means this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is the king of all knowledge. That means it is topmost. And one very, very important reason why it is topmost is because this knowledge is spoken by none other than Lord Krishna himself. So if you see we have so many different shastras, scriptures, what we as Hindus we follow. Most of the scriptures are spoken by, or maybe written by so many other rishis. We have Vedyas who have written so many scriptures. We have Valmiki Muni who have written scriptures. We have other rishis who have written so many different scriptures. But Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna himself. Rather, one of the very, very important activity why Lord came to this world was to give us Bhagavad Gita. Right? So whenever we say Krishna, we remember a personality standing with chakra or on the rath of Arjun or speaking Bhagavad Gita. So this 700 shlokas are spoken by Krishna himself. That is why this knowledge is Raja Vidya. It is topmost. In Gita Mahatmya, it is said that Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dokta Gopala Nandanam. All the Upanishads, there are so many Upanishads, so many Puranas, so many Ithihasas, so many other scriptures that we follow. It's like a cow, and Krishna is like a milkman, and Arjuna is like a calf. And Gita, Bhagavad Gita is like the nectar, it's like the milk which is coming from the cow. So essence of cow is milk. So essence of all the Upanishads, all the Vedas, all the Puranas we have is got in a condensed form of this 700 shlokas in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So if we know Bhagavad Gita or if we read Bhagavad Gita, it's equivalent to getting the sar, the essence of all the Vedic knowledge, which is so vast, so huge. We cannot finish reading all those Vedas and all the Puranas. But if we read Gita, it is equivalent to getting that essence in that condensed form. That is there in Gita Mahatmya. Also here, if you see this knowledge which Krishna gave to Arjuna, it immediately made Arjuna fearless. If you have read Bhagavad Gita or if you know Bhagavad Gita, what happens in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita? First chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is saying, I am giving up this war and I'll go to forest. I don't want to fight the war. It's like you're sitting in the examination hall. The examiner is coming with the question paper and you are feeling, your hands are trembling only. Pen when dikine, eyes are getting blurred. It's like it's do or die for all the Pandavas. Arjun, they all counted on Arjun. Arjun was the one who was able to save them or was powerful enough to save them. But Arjun says what? Krishna, I don't want to fight. Dharma, Varma, aapke paas rakho. Main ja raha hu. I don't want. He was fearful. And who is Arjun? Arjun is not any era. He is the most powerful warrior. And he was crying. Tears were coming from his eyes. He was trembling. He was trembling out of fear. And then Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. And after Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, in the 18th chapter, Arjuna stands up and he says, Nashta moho, all my illusions are gone now, Krishna. You tell me what I should do now. I am ready. So that Arjun, he got transformed from a fearful person to a fearless person. And that is why this message what Krishna gave, this is Raja Vidya. Many people have taken up this message of Bhagavad Gita and they have become fearless in life. One of such personality which we spoke about so many times was Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, he was 70 years old. We discussed about him so many times that when he went to the West just to give this Bhagavad Gita to the English speaking population of the world in the 70s, in the 60s, late 60s, he had nothing. He was a 70-year-old man. He didn't even know people will receive him in New York or not. Forget taking up Bhagavad Gita. But because the message what he was delivering was a pure message, people accepted him. And soon he was able to have so many people who were following Bhagavad Gita in New York in 1960, not now. So that's why this knowledge is Raja Vidya, the first point. So in this our discussion for 40-45 minutes, there will be a lot of one-liners, some lessons, some learnings. So I request you all, please remember those things. We'll discuss at the end of the class, okay, if it comes in between. So first one was Raja Vidya. So now the second one is what Krishna is saying about Bhagavad Gita. This one shloka has 7 attributes about Bhagavad Gita. We feel what is there in one shloka. This one shloka we can discuss for 5 hours also, and that is also will not be enough. So can someone recite this shloka just like how we recited? Then we'll repeat. Anyone? Sanil? Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Thank you, Sanil Prabhu. So the first point what we discussed was Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says Bhagavad Gita is Raja Vidya. Now again and again Krishna is telling Arjun what he is getting. Arjun will feel, what is this Krishna in the middle of the war? He is telling me all philosophy only. I am trembling over here. But again and again Krishna is trying to make that point. Baba, I am telling you those answers, questions. Sometimes some teachers give revision. You know what is revision? Revision means she is giving you the question paper actually. So she said, don't do this, only do this. This will come for the exam. Because she wants everyone to pass. Right? Similarly, Krishna is telling Arjuna again and again, Baba, the knowledge I am giving you, this is very, very rare. Don't think I am just giving you some philosophy in the middle of the war. This is very, very rare knowledge. And this knowledge is the topmost knowledge. So this shloka, Krishna tells Arjuna, it is Raj Vidya. Second, he says it is Raj Guhyam. Guhyam means what? Secret, confidential. Okay. So Raj Vidya, Raj Guhyam. The second point is Raj Guhyam. So here, if you see, Krishna tells in this is 9.2 shloka. 9.1, Krishna says, Idam tu te guhyatma pravakshamyam anusuyaye. Because you are not envious of me, or Krishna is telling Arjuna, I shall now speak to you the most confidential knowledge. So this is 9.1 and what we are discussing is 9.2. So this 9.1 tells us what is our qualification to understand Bhagavad Gita. A lot of people say, I read Bhagavad Gita but samajh mein nahi aata hai. Puts a part, parts a part. So it's okay, but still we should read. So one of the very, very important qualification to understand Gita is that we should not be envious of Krishna. Now what do you mean by envious of Krishna? Envious of Krishna means at a very our level is sometimes we feel that okay, Krishna is not God, he is just some rishi or some very great scholarly man who just came and gave some philosophy. Okay, I'll use his philosophy for my own betterment, how I can be happy in life. Finish. Krishna is not required for me. For me, only knowledge is required. It is like I'm stepping on top of the teacher like a ladder, and once I reach on top, I hit the ladder and throw it out. Right? That is the meaning of it. So Krishna says that if people are envious about me, then this knowledge will not be revealed. This is what he tells Arjuna 9.1. He says, because Arjuna, you are not envious of me, you are a friend of mine. That's why this knowledge, what I am telling you, you are able to understand. So this gives us what should be our qualification to understand this knowledge of Gita. We should be favorably disposed to Krishna. We should be like his friend. And here Krishna says, Raj Guhyam. What is that secret? We feel a lot of time we say, oh, Bhagavad Gita, it is very, very secret or big knowledge or knowledge which is very, very deep. So if someone asks us, what is there in Bhagavad Gita? But someone asks, what is there in Bhagavad Gita? Most of the time we say what? You read Bhagavad Gita, you will come to know. Right? So, but since we are reading Bhagavad Gita or coming for classes for some time, at least some shlokas, forget shlokas, at least some one-liners we should know. So if you see over here, Bhagavad Gita starts from the first chapter, goes till the 18th chapter. 9th chapter is the most confidential chapter. But in the 18th chapter, Krishna summarizes the entire Gita once again. And these three shlokas, what we have put over here, is 18.64, 65 and 66. I think the last shloka is 18.77, 77 or 74. 77, Gita gets over. So here in this last couple of 3-4 shlokas, Krishna summarizes the entire Gita. And this is what makes this knowledge very confidential. Or someone asks you, what is that confidential knowledge which is there in Gita you all are talking about? This is what it is. So what is that shloka? What is it? Sarva guhyatmam bhuyaye shruno me param vachaha. He says, I am of all that knowledge what is there in this world, in the scriptures, this is the most guhya knowledge what I am giving you. Param vakyaha. And what is that? And that is 64. And 65 he says, Man manabhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuro mam ivasarta satyam te pratijani priyosi me. Krishna tells Arjuna the most confidential knowledge, 18.65, Man manabhava mad bhakto. Remember me, become my devotee, worship me. By doing this, you will always be dear to me. That's it. Our aim of life is to become dear to Krishna. We are trying to become dear to so many people by doing so many things. Dear to our boss, dear to our wife, dear to our husband, dear to our children, dear to our society. We want to be seen as a good man. We want everyone to speak good about us. But we never want to become dear to Krishna. Krishna says, you want to perfect your life? Priyosi, become priya to me. And how you can become priya to me? Man mana bhava mad bhakto, madhyaji mam namaskuro. Become my devotee, worship me, take my name, put obeisances to me. By following the bhakti process, you will become dear to me. Then no matter how many Kauravas stand in front of you, that is just a detail. I will finish everyone. I will not fight your war, but I will finish them. Right? Because why Arjuna was dear to Krishna, that's why everything was easy for him. And that is the most confidential knowledge. And then 18.66 he says, Sarva dharma parityaja, mam ekam sharanam vraj, aham tam sarva papyabhyo, moksha isha ma suchaha. Do not worry, do not fear, ma suchaha. Bhyunokos. It is from Bhagavad Gita, ma suchaha. Right? So this is what is confidential knowledge. And this is there, of course, Krishna spoke about this again in 9.34. But 18th chapter, he summarizes everything again. And in the start, 18.64, he's saying, this is the most secret knowledge, what I'm telling you. And then he starts one by one. In the end, he says, now I've told you the most secret knowledge. In Bhagavad Gita, 6 places, Krishna says it is guhya. And Krishna says, I have given you the most secret knowledge. Now you decide what you want to do. Again in the 18th chapter. And then he keeps quiet. Right? So this knowledge is again very secret. And again, one more place in Shastra it is said why it is so secret, because it is the essence of all knowledge, because Bhagavad Gita teaches how to have personal loving relationship between a soul and God, which is very, very rare even in Vedic scriptures. Even in Vedic scriptures, they don't teach how to have personal relationship with Lord. They teach us, okay, God is great, we have to worship Him, He is there, we are here, that's it. Oh God, please protect me, and we have to be fearful of Lord. But Bhagavad Gita teaches us how we can develop a relationship with the Lord, Sambandha Gyan. That is given by Bhagavad Gita, again strengthened further by Srimad Bhagavatam. It is only through Bhagavad Gita. That's why this is very rare. All the Vedic literature, others like we have Puranas, Itihasas, all those things, they give us knowledge about God, but they don't tell about the personal loving relationship, how we can develop that relationship. That's why when Vyasdev wrote all the Vedas, he was not satisfied. And then Narad Muni came and told him, you have not written anything about personal relationship with Lord, how to develop that. And that is when he wrote what? Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam was written by Narad Muni by Vyasdev after Narad Muni told him that. So that's why Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, as I told last time also, this helps us to develop personal relation with Lord. We have to develop personal relation. What is japa? Chanting Hare Krishna is we are trying to develop a personal connect with Him. You know, everyone can say, I know the Chief Minister of Goa, but what if you have personal connection with him? Nothing like that, right? So everyone knows Krishna, but very few have personal connect. So our chanting process is what? Personal connect. I tell you all what? Every morning offer tulsi to the lotus feet of the Lord. What is that? You're trying to set up a personal connection with the Lord. Circumambulate the tulsi. What you're trying to do? You're trying to set up a personal connection with the Lord. Chant Hare Krishna in the morning. What we are doing? We are setting up a personal connection with the Lord. Every day is passing. We are becoming one day older. 2025 is already 50% finished. Right? Life goes very fast. So in this life, if we are able to do our activities which helps us to strengthen our bond with the Lord, then that is perfection of life. Otherwise it is shram eva hi kevalam. Everyone is leaving, I am also leaving. What's so great in that? Virat Kohli is also leaving. The icon, now he's crying. So everyone goes through the same phase. The richest guy, the strongest guy, the most famous person, he is also going through the same problem I am going through. He is maybe going through this problem in a big palace. I am going in a 3 BHK flat. It's the same thing. So what's the difference between their life and our life if we are living the same life? But bhakti process is different. It helps us to go towards the eternal path by which no more birth, no more death. Let this be our last life. Right? That's why Bhagavad Gita knowledge is called most confidential knowledge. Yeah, so this is one of the learnings, that why Bhagavad Gita's knowledge is very is guhyam or confidential, because it teaches us to set up personal loving relation with God, and that should be the aim of our life. Krishna says over here, Bhakto sime sakachete. Because you are my devotee and you are my friend, therefore I am revealing this most confidential knowledge to you. Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, same chapter 9.29, I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service to me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also as a friend to him. So Krishna says I am equal to all. But if someone offers any devotional service to me, he becomes a little more dear friend to me. And this is very, very important. That and a learning that how to develop or how to become friend to Krishna. We become friend to Krishna, that is written in 9.29. Whoever renders service unto me in devotion, in bhakti, is a friend. So Krishna is also telling how we can become his friend if we do bhakti to him. So this is one more learning that we have to remember. So right till now we have seen Raj Vidya and Raj Guhyam. Now we will see the third one, Pavitram Idam Uttamam. Again, can someone recite the shloka? We will repeat. Anyone? Mataji? Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Thank you, Mataji. So the third one is Pavitram Idam Uttamam. Pavitram means, what is Pavitram? Pure. So everyone wants pure or impure? So pure chahiye, gold pure, everything we want pure only, right? So how our life can be impure? So we want our life also to become pure. So if we want our life to be pure, we have to associate with someone which is pure. Krishna says Bhagavad Gita knowledge is pure. So when we keep associating with this knowledge, our life also gets purified. Purificatory yagya, sanskar, pavitram. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that even if you are most sinful of all sinners, you can cross over all sins by the boat of this transcendental knowledge. This is in 4th chapter, 36 shloka. So in our scriptures, there is one story of Jagai and Madai. How many of you all know the story of Jagai and Madai? Yeah, some of you all. Yeah. So this story comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in West Bengal, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in this world, so there were two sinners. Their name was Jagai and Madai. So actually these two personalities, they were Brahmanas. But because of bad association, they had become thieves. They had become dacoits. They were looting people, killing people, setting fire to people's houses. And people were very scared even to go to, she can probably go on top. She can go on top. There, I think they are having some class on top for them. She will disturb everyone otherwise again. You can go with her, Mataji. Yeah. So, this Jagai and Madai, they were dacoits. And everyone was scared even to go to them. So, Nityanand Prabhu and one more personality, Haridas Thakur, they were going out and they were telling everyone to chant the name of Krishna. That was their work. Just to go everyone to everyone and say, chant the name of Krishna, take Mahamantra. So, to cut the whole story short, they went to this two dacoits and they say, why don't you also chant Hare Krishna? And dacoits are dacoits, their nature is like that, they are very envious, they are like snake. You feed them something, they'll bite you back. So one of them took a pot and hit on the head of Nityanand Prabhu. Nityanand Prabhu is Balram, and blood started coming out from his head. And someone went and told this to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was there a little far. So he came running and he was about to kill this Madai who hit the pot on Nityanand Prabhu's head. And he removed his chakra to kill him. And Nityanand Prabhu felt at the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he said, in this world you have come to deliver everyone. This is Kali Yuga. This is not your Satya Yuga, Lord. This is not the age of Lord Ramchandra. This is Kali Yuga. Here everyone is Jagai and Madai only. If you kill, if their punishment is that they will be killed, then we have to kill everyone. Because everyone is Jagai Madai, small and big. Right? So you have come here as to deliver everyone by your Harinam Sankirtan. You are not here to kill. And then, Madai also falls at the feet, and Nityananda Prabhu says, this Madai, the other one, he actually was trying to stop him from hitting me. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraces him. He said, oh, you were trying to stop the other dacoit from hitting my Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is very, very dear to me. So that's why I'll give you your mercy, my mercy to you. And just by the hug of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, both of them gets transformed. Because the name, the potency of name and potency of holy name is so powerful that even people who have created great sins, they get purified. So that's why it says, Om apavitra pavitro va sarva avastham gatopi va ye smaret pundarikakshaya sabhaya abhaya antara suchi. Even by remembering pundarikakshaya, pundarikakshaya means whose eyes are like lotus petals. And whose eyes are like lotus petal? Krishna's. Even remembering him even once, no matter what we have done, what sinful activities we have done, we get purified. Even once. So what is the power of chanting Hare Krishna 108 times? What is the power of chanting Hare Krishna 16 rounds? It is very, very powerful. It just purifies, and this has been told by Krishna himself. So the aim of life, as I said, is purification. And the purification process starts by chanting Harinam. Because the Yuga Dharma, the Dharma of this age is chanting Hare Krishna. So when we chant Hare Krishna on our tongue, when Krishna is dancing in the form of his names, we get purified from inside. The purificatory process starts. So that's why it's called Pavitram. When Prabhupada went to the West, he didn't preach to Indians over there, he preached to the Westerners. And this is in 1960s, 1965. You can imagine what type of sinful activities they do. We talk about 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. They break all these 4 regulative principles right in the womb of the child breaks it when he is in the womb, right? Because mother itself eats so many bad things. They drink liquor, they have illicit activities, right? So even before the child is born, the Westerners, they break all the 4 regulative principles. What about the purificatory yajna? We do so many purificatory yajna. Marriage is a purificatory yajna. Garbhadhan is a purificatory yajna. Name giving ceremony is a purificatory yajna. There are so many purificatory yajnas. What we do? They do nothing. So how they got purified? They got purified because of the holy name and because Prabhupada was pure. So when we give this holy name to someone, the purificatory process starts. And this is the biggest proof. Later they became sannyasis, and now they are taking on this movement across the world. So who were there? They were the people who never heard about Krishna, they never heard about Ram, they never thought that in life you have to purify. For them, life was what? Eat, sleep, enjoy. Life means we should enjoy, and that's what we all are doing now. Unfortunately, Indians, we are following them. Right? But later some of them knew there is something else to life. Life is not only this. This life is available even to animals. We'll talk about it later in the future shlokas. So we have to do something different. Human life, human intelligence, human mind Krishna has given. It is not just to enjoy, eat, sleep, be happy. No, there's something beyond that. And some of them came forward and they got purified. So this holy name purified even the most sinful, and this is the proof of that. It is Uttamam, it is topmost, right? As I said, Arjuna was fearful, overwhelmed by his fears, and Krishna spoke this knowledge to him, and it turned his fear into clarity, his confusion to wisdom, and his despair to determination. That's why this is the topmost knowledge. So now we have discussed the third one. Now we'll go to the fourth one, Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam. Can someone again recite this? Matajis, Prabhujis, anyone? Rajavidya Rajaguyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam Susukham kartum avyayam. Thank you. So now we discuss the fourth point, which is pratyaksha avagamam. Pratyaksha avagamam means it is directly realizable by personal experience of devotees. Now what it also means is, sometimes we read scriptures, we read shastras, but we don't understand. We say, okay, fine, it is just some knowledge. But I am not realizing. Realization means I read something and I am able to apply it in my life. Like I read 2 plus 2 is 4. Knowledge. So I know 2 plus 2 is 4. It is taught to me in maths. But when I go to market, I buy 2 mangoes and then I buy 2 mangoes from some other shopkeeper. Total is 4. Oh, yes, I am able to use this, apply this in my life. So similarly, the knowledge of the Shastras also, what we read, we should be able to apply in our life and we should realize it. Realize means we use it in our life and we feel, yes, because I use this knowledge from Shastra, things are happening like this. That is called realization, which is called sakshatkar. That's the meaning of it. So what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this shloka, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is pratyaksha avagamam dharmyam. That is, it is directly realizable. So again, the example is that of Prabhupada used to always say, so some reporter asked him in New York, what is that you have come here for, and what is this knowledge of this your Indian scripture, what you have got, whatever, they were not even able to spell its name, that is going to, what transformation it will create. So Prabhupada, that clip is also there, you can see that clip. Prabhupada used to say, we have converted hippies into happies, and people of Goa, we will know what is hippie. Right? Hippies means who? They are those people who are very rich, but they were somehow, they wanted to be in the peak of their enjoyment of material life. Their body, they wanted to enjoy everything around. But we all know, beyond a point, we cannot get enjoyment out of our body. You eat one rasgulla, you will find good. You will second rasgulla, you will feel even good. After 3, 4, 5, 6, you will say, enough, I am tired. Give me a break. Right? Body pleasure, we should always know, body has a limit. Beyond that point, body will not give you pleasure, including money, including your cars or anything using, or your fame or name or whatever. Beyond a point, it will not give you pleasure. And then you will hanker for something higher, which will be always there, it will not go. And that is spiritual pleasure. So Prabhupada used to say that we have converted hippies to happy. So Srila Prabhupada, he didn't just preach Bhagavad Gita. And how he did this? Just by holy name and Bhagavad Gita. I'll show you one photo. Yeah, this is one photo from New York Tompkinson's Park, Square Park, which is there, still there. So what Prabhupada used to do, he used to go till this park in the evening, take a kartal. From India, he had just taken one kartal, one bag of Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Nothing he had. So he used to go in that park and just play kartal and sing Hare Krishna. No harmonium, no mridang, nothing was there, no mic system. He used to just play kartal, and whoever, some people used to come, sit over there, some people used to dance, hippies, how they are. They used to put some mala in there and something they used to do. So Prabhupada used to preach to this type of people. And one, two of them used to be there. They used to come with him to the temple. So he used to make them sit, take one apple, cut that apple, because kuch tha hi nahi tabhi. Give them one piece of apple as prasad and tell them something, some knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. That's it. That was prachar. And this happened for months. Nothing, it's not that ISKCON just came out suddenly. This is how it started. Right? And because this knowledge, what Prabhupada was preaching was a pure knowledge, and Prabhupada himself was very pure. That is why it transformed people's heart. It transformed their heart. They didn't, as I said, they didn't even know who is Krishna. They didn't even know that we have to have any transformation in life. They just wanted to enjoy. Right? So Srila Prabhupada didn't just preach Gita, he lived it. He lived Gita, and its power turned impossible into reality. And that's why all these devotees were able to tell their own experiences about Gita. All of them. Some of them are sannyasis. Later, all these sannyasis you see in middle, they are the one who took ISKCON. Even now they are expanding ISKCON. Why? Because this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, you can realize in your life. You can feel it. You can understand, yes, it is getting some positive transformation in my life. It is helping me. It is helping me to become actually happy, not superficial happiness. that we know, okay, that is like a rocking chair happiness, The rocking chair will keep rocking you, but it will not take you anywhere. It will just, you will smile for some time and again back to square one. But Bhagavad Gita knowledge is not like that. So here, it is pratyaksha avagamam dharmam. It makes you realize. Now what it makes you realize? It makes you realize this, that Bhagavad Gita is not a speculation, it's a science. What is science? We say we are doing science. What is science? Science means, in very simple terms, a set of rules or set of steps, if you follow, the result is replicable. You can repeat the result. What is arts? Arts means anything. You draw, sometimes something will come. After some time you draw something else only. So free art. You put some color on the canvas, anything comes up. That is called art. Science means what? You follow some steps, the result is predictable. Right? So that is science. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita is also a science. You follow some steps, what is given in it, the result is predictable. That is why it is called directly realizable. And out of various yoga processes, Krishna has explained in Gita, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga. And that yoga we can experience by chanting, hearing and serving. How we can practice Bhakti Yoga? By chanting, hearing and serving, which you all are doing from so many weeks. So unknowingly, we are unknowingly, in a very easy way, we are practicing Bhakti Yoga. What is the topmost yoga? As per Krishna. Krishna himself says in the 6th chapter, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga. Right? Next, Gita changes one's consciousness, making material pleasure seem insignificant. Material pleasure means anything which is connected, all the pleasures which are connected to my body. It's called material pleasure. Over a period of time, when we read Bhagavad Gita, we realize, yes, we cannot totally stop material pleasure. We have to eat rasgullas. But we know that beyond a point, it will not give me satisfaction. So I will not fight over eating 20 rasgullas. I will not fight with my brothers and with my neighbors and with my other people that I want all the 20 rasgullas. I know 2 are enough for me. 2 are enough for me. It's a fact. Rasgulla can be replaced by anything else. So when you know this, you become peaceful. But you will say, for that we don't require Bhagavad Gita. Even some social knowledge is also enough. But Bhagavad Gita tells you or gives you knowledge beyond that point, which says that slowly we have to transform our material pleasure into spiritual pleasure. Then how you do this? How we do it? Then we offer those rasgullas to the Lord. So when we offer something to the Lord, it becomes prasad. Right? And we cannot offer anything to the Lord. Krishna has given a list. You can give me only this. We will read that. That is also there. It's coming. So slowly, when we live our life in accordance with Gita, our life becomes very regulated. Then we are not bothered about what's happening. The external disturbances will not disturb my peace which is inside. I'll be Prashant, Shant, Anant, Atmanandi. One of the Krishna's name is Atmanandi. Atmaram, sorry. He is Atmaram. He is self-satisfied. My pleasure, I am not defined. I am not dependent on someone else's someone else's approvals for my pleasure. That's Atmanandi. So that is what happens when we grow in the stages of bhakti. So what we mean by saying that Gita is directly realizable? We realize that material pleasures are insignificant, not that big that we should make a big fuss out of it. And even beginners, all of us whom we are just trying to understand Gita from last 1 year, feel the difference. We feel that peace, detachment and divine connection. Yeah? If you are not able to feel, then you should be able to feel. Peace. Second is what? ये बहुत important है. Detachment. थोड़ा detach होना चाहिए. पहले बहुत गुस्सा आता था ना, मेरा फोन डेंट हो गया. ठीक है, डेंट हो गया, चेंज करते हैं. Slowly detachment you should have. Detachment, previously shouting on the kids, how you broke it? So you broke it. Okay, next time don't do it. Let's be careful next time. Detachment. Why we get angry? Because we are damn attached to the things. Whose things? My things. iPhone is a problem. Phone is not a problem. I is a problem. Problem is I, my opinion. How they can do against this, because I have set the rules. Me, I. Attachment. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us to be detached. Slowly we should practice detachment. It will make us peaceful. Otherwise we'll be there's so many things to get disturbed. I'll tell you, our society. How many of your society have security guards? You have, right? How much will be the salary? Very less. 10,000, 12,000. So, but they are always smiling. You've seen them, always happy. Sir, kya chahiye? Sir, gaadi yahan raga. Means they are always at your doorstep to help you. So I used to feel like, wow, their life is so peaceful. One day I just saw two of them. So we normally go late from programs. So one late evening we saw two of them fighting with each other very badly, taking very bad ill names to each other, and real fighting, not joking fighting. And I said, my God, this guy is always smiling, laughing. Both of them are always very helpful, and now I see them fighting like dogs. So then I realize Krishna has given us a little more resources as compared to all of them. You all agree? You know them, where they stay? They stay in a room which is having 20 of them. And they work for 12 hours, 14 hours, like that they work. So then I started thinking, if Krishna has given us more resources, more abilities, more understanding power, more education, then should we also be fighting like this only, the way they are fighting? We also fight, right? We don't fight, we fight. We fight with our family, we fight with the society, we fight with everyone. If we don't fight externally, internally at least we are fighting, right? Chance मिलेगा तो मारेगा उसको मैं बोल के. So then we start thinking, if Krishna has given us more resources, abilities, education, should we be also doing the same thing as what unfortunately this level of people are doing? No. So we have to take a step back, sit and think what Krishna has given us and what we are doing out of it. Everyone gets all the resources, all the abilities based on our karma. It is not just by chance. We have done good karmas, that's why Krishna has given us all these things. Nature has given, Krishna has employed nature to do it. We have seen this in which is JSD, Journey of Self-Discovery. So if we are having better resources, better abilities, then we should be acting at a different level. We should not be fighting, quarreling like dogs. Sorry, it's for me. I should not be fighting and quarreling like dogs. So if something happens, then I take a pause. I should not react. I take a pause. It's not that I don't tell someone not to do it or I don't tell them. I tell it, but there's a way to tell. There's a way to tell. So when you read Bhagavad Gita, when you read Bhagavatam, when you hear Hari Katha, you are able to see every situation in life, what is happening with you and with others, and try to analyze it. And then you start defining for yourself how will you act based on this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. With this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita also, after knowing this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita also, we are acting in the same way as others are acting who are not having this knowledge. Then what's the difference? Right? So it's very, very important for this word, realizations, sakshatkar. We should sit and think. That's why I keep telling after every class, take something back home. Don't consider this just as an entertainment. I go to ISKCON, I go to Hare Krishnas. अच्छा लगता है, बहुत अच्छी बात है. You take something back home. How am I becoming a better person? How will I become a better devotee? This knowledge that I have got, which is very secret, Krishna is telling, you can set up a personal relation with me. Right? You go to Ambani's party and Ambani is telling, यार मेरे से personal relation बन सकता है. तू बोलेगा थोड़ा आइसक्रीम लेके आना अंबानी को. बोले आइसक्रीम क्या, मैं तेरे को पूरा फैक्ट्री दे सकता हूँ आइसक्रीम का. You getting my point, what I am trying to tell? Right? So this satsang is to create our personal relation with God. That's why the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is very rare. This is not a normal satsang आई यूज्ड टू गो फॉर सत्संग, कीर्तन होता था उधर मंदिर में, वो कीर्तनकार कुछ बोल के चला जाता था, हम भी नहीं सुनते थे, कोई नहीं सुनता था. वी यूज्ड टू जस्ट गो बिकॉज घर में बोलते थे जाओ मंदिर में बोल के. ISKCON temples are not like this. ISKCON temples are universities. We give your knowledge by which there is transformation, or at least there should be transformation. If your objective is that, you should keep coming. We are very clear about it, right? So use this opportunity for some realization. That's very, very important. So this is also one of the learnings, okay? As I told you in the start, keep remembering some of the learnings. We'll discuss at the end, okay? More 10 minutes and we will close. Prabhupada, again, I'll skip this part. Yeah. So now we spoke about Pratyaksha Avagamam. Now we'll speak about Dharmyam, okay, in accordance to Dharma. Can someone again recite this shloka, please? Anyone? Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram idam uttamam Pratyaksha avagamam dharmam Susukham kartum avyayam. Thank you, Mataji. So now Pratyaksha avagamam we have seen. Pratyaksha means you are able to understand the difference what's happening in your life. You are able to realize. साक्षात्कार होता है. साक्षात्कार जाता सारको म्हणजे कळटा. ओके, पहिला हांव असं करताले, आता हांव असं करना, कित्याक हांव भगवद्गीता वाचता. तशें जावपा जायना जाल्यार. आणि नाव इज धर्म्यम. धर्म्यम मीन्स this knowledge is in accordance to dharma. Dharma ki raksha karo, right? So what is dharma? Krishna again tells in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, 6th shloka, Savai pumsha paro dharmo yator bhaktir adhokshaje ahetuki aparihata yayatma suprasiddhati. So Krishna, Vyasdev, who wrote Bhagavatam? Lord Ganesh, okay, Lord Ganesh wrote. So Lord Ganesh writes, Savai Pumsha Paro Dharmo, of all the Pumsha means man and woman put together. Savai Pumsha Paro Dharmo, topmost dharma. What is topmost dharma? Yator Bhaktir Adokshaje, Bhakti to Krishna, Adokshaje. And that Bhakti should be how? Ahetuki, without any hetu, not with a list. I want this, then I'll become a devotee. Otherwise I will read Kalma. No, Krishna says, you read Kalma, don't read Kalma, I'm not bothered. You come with a list, you don't come with a list, you my devotee, I'm happy. You will get whatever is in your list is based on your samarthya and based on your destiny. Whatever we get in our life is based on our destiny and our samarthya. Krishna has given us samarthya, we have to earn from that samarthya and our destiny. ये दोनों का combination से जो भी हमारे life में होता है. It is not Krishna. Krishna doesn't intervene into all these things. Krishna says, you become my devotee, I am happy. Then you will get something which is beyond this material world. And that's why Krishna says that bhakti should be ahetuki, without any hetu. Right? Sometimes, we celebrate some festival in our house. And when the end of the festival on the last day, Bhadji then puts a garane. Yeah? इसको ये नहीं है, उसका पढ़ाई नहीं है, उसका पाँव दुख रहा है, उसका सर दुख रहा है, वो भगवान बोलेंगे क्या मैं 2 दिन तुम लोगों ने पूरा सेवा इसके लिए किया क्या, ये लिस्ट बताने के लिए. और बच्चे भी हंसते हैं बाद में, देखो देखो क्या मांग रहे. और बच्चे ऐसे ही बड़े होते हैं, फिर उनके दिमाग में क्या बैठता है, 2 दिन उसका पूजा करो, फिर लास्ट में बच्चे थोड़ी करेंगे. बच्चा IT इंजीनियर है बेंगलोर में, उनको थोड़ी भगवान चाहिए, वो तो सब उनका पूर्ति अपने आप से हो रहा है. इसलिए बच्चे नास्तिक बन जाते हैं. दे बिकम एथियस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. Because we teach them this, right? So Bhagavatam says, ahetuki, no hetu. I love you because I love you. I don't want something from you. A mother loves a child because she loves the child. She doesn't have expectation. You will give me this, you will give me that. That's why I love you, Baba. Ahetuki. And aparihata. Aparihata means without any stop. Sunday idhar, Monday udhar, Tuesday udhar, Saturday idhar tel dalo, udhar aur kuch karo. Nahi, non-stop. Non-stop, right? We don't go Monday in a law college or Tuesday in arts college, Wednesday in commerce college, Thursday in engineering college. Confused हो जाएंगे क्या पढ़ाई कर रहे. So एक, that is what Bhagavatam says. Ahetuki aparihata yayadma suprasiddhati. Intelligent person will do bhakti in Kali Yuga, right? That is dharma. So this human life is very rare. I'll just keep this. I just wanted to tell one shloka. So Krishna has already given us what is that we have to follow, and this is there in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, now this shloka is one of the very, very important shlokas of Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 5th chapter, 1st shloka. Rishabdev is telling to his son, Nayam deho deha bhajam nirlokam shatam kamam arhata vidbhujave tapo divya putra yena satvam shuddha yasmam brahma sokyam tam anantam. What it is said is, now listen to this very carefully, okay? This is Rishabdev. Rishabdev is one of the incarnations of Krishna himself. He says, my dear boys, he is telling to his children, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. These are the first two slokas. Sometimes Shastras are very graphic. You just want to shake us up. So why they give so like these examples? They just want to shake us up. They say that any humans who have got human body should not be working very hard just for eating, mating, sleeping and defending. Right? We work how much? 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours. बिट्स में क्या हो रहा है पता है ना आप लोगों को? बिट्स में, बिट्स कॉलेज में पता है? कितने लोगों को पता है? मत बोलो, आवाज मत निकालो. हाँ, क्या हो रहा है पता है? वाई सो मच प्रेशर? कैसे पास नहीं हुआ तू? पहले तो एंट्रेंस के लिए प्रेशर वो कोटा में होता था, अभी कोटा से पास हो गए, बिट्स में घुस गए, बिट्स में भी वही हो रहा है. बिट्स से बाहर आके वो बाहर जाएंगे, वहाँ पे भी वही होगा. सो मच ऑफ प्रेशर. तो कहाँ जाएंगे? ब्रेक हो जाएगा ना. नट एंड बोल्ट, इफ यू अप्लाई टू मच प्रेशर द थ्रेडिंग गोज, देन इट जस्ट कीप्स रोटेटिंग. राइट? दैट इज सेम थिंग इज देयर इन शास्त्रास. Human life, what we have got is not to work hard like dogs and hogs just for eating, mating, sleeping and defending. Of course, that doesn't mean you should give up everything. But you should not, that should not be the goal of your life. These are the first two lines. Nayam deho deha bhajam nriloke shatam kamam arhate vid bhujam ye. These are the first two lines. So, then you will say what we should do? The second two lines. That is, Tapo divyam putra yena satvam. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and one attains this position. He attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness, which continues forever. So what this shloka says, Rishabdev tries to tell his son, this body what you have got, don't use it only for eating, mating, sleeping and defending. This even the dogs and hogs are doing. What's the difference between us and animals? But use this body to develop devotional service to the Lord, which is eternal, which will never be destroyed. Which will never be destroyed. This material knowledge what we are getting after 58 years, no one asks you, you are retired. You are just put in a box and they'll give you one gift, send off gifts and tata, हो गया भाई, निकल तू अभी, कोई और आना है तुम्हारी जगह पे. Right? But the spiritual knowledge, bhakti remains with us eternally. And Rishabdev tells exactly the same thing to his children. Because we have to tell something to our children, right? What we tell to our children? कोटा जाओ, कोटा से बिट्स में जाओ, कोटा में बिट्स में देखा, अभी उसके आगे भी वही हो रहा है. Right? Of course, वो करना ही है. We should send to our children to the topmost things, but we should also give them spiritual knowledge. That human life is just not for just, नहीं तो पूरी जिंदगी उसी में निकल जाती है घिस घिस के, पता नहीं रहता करना क्या है. Right? That's why after retirement they all go to Bali and Indonesia and Thailand. Why? जिंदगी enjoy नहीं किया. Correct? Or previously all our ancestors, they didn't have to do it because everything was perfectly going as per their Vedic tradition. So this is very, very important. We have to sit and think, what is that I am doing out of my life? That is what is Bhagavad Gita. It makes us think. So that is, and what is tapasya? So here Rishabdev says we have to do tapasya, tapo divyam putra yena satvam. We have to do tapasya, and by that Shuddha Yashat Brahma Sokyam Tam Anantam, by which you will become Shuddha, and Brahma Sokyam, which is eternal happiness, Anantam, it will always be there, by doing tapasya. What is tapasya? Tapasya means sitting and hearing Hari Katha. In Kali Yuga it is said that sitting and hearing Hari Katha is biggest tapasya. Why? We don't like Hari Katha. Whose Katha we like? I. मेरे बारे में बोलो ना. Remember the last time when you went to any family function. It may be someone's marriage, someone's birthday, so anything. क्या बात कर रहे थे वो लोग? आप लोग नहीं कर रहे थे. At least you all are coming for Bhagavad Gita, so you always just observing them. Yeah, next time you go, you just observe what they talk about. Where I got this sari from, where I got this clothes from, where my son is going, which car I brought, what I went, where I went, this photo. Nowadays, even when they go for cremation also, they talk the same thing. You see, Matajas don't go. Men, you know, वो उधर जल रहा है, ये इधर कुछ और ही बात चल रहा है. What realization? Tomorrow I will be sleeping on that same wood pile of woods. फर्क नहीं पड़ता मेरे को. Right? So when you have the knowledge of Shastra, we have to be introspective. We are not security guards. Remember that. Krishna has given us little higher knowledge. Of course, we should also have some mercy to the security guards also, but then we should introspect our life. Krishna has given us higher knowledge, what we are doing out of it. Rishabh Dev says we have to do tapasya. Tapasya is in Kali Yuga, sitting and hearing Hari Katha. Right? थोड़ा बारिश हो गया पूरा नंबर लोग कम हो जाते हैं. क्यों? बारिश हो रहा है. अरे बारिश ही तो हो रहा है, पानी ही गिर रहा है. You're not going to, nothing is going to happen to you. Right? But we want everything perfect in life. Life is not perfect. Things will not going to be perfect. Chanting Hare Krishna is tapasya. Right? How many of us believe that chanting Hare Krishna is tapasya? You know, na? Starting में बहुत easy लगता है. Chant Hare Krishna and be मिला के happiness. किसी को मिला तो मुझे बोलना आगे. So it is chanting Hare Krishna, struggle and then be happy. Right? After chanting Hare Krishna, you have to struggle because it's not easy to remember Krishna. It's a very difficult person. You know, he is not, but once he is there in your heart, he'll be there forever. That we should know. So to get something very great, we have to do that much activity also. Right? Coming to satsang, right? So this is learning. So in Kali Yuga, what is tapasya? In Kali Yuga, tapasya is sitting and hearing Hari Katha. Hear Hari Katha. That's why we keep telling, hear Hari Katha, hear Hari Katha. Don't make it only a Saturday to Saturday affair. Hear Hari Katha every day. Krishna has given us opportunity. Right? There's so many people who are working for 10 hours, 12 hours, 14, 15 hours. They don't get this time to hear Hari Katha. You know, most of us are, at least Krishna has not put in that situation. They say, materially we have to always compare ourselves with someone who is low materially. Materially, we should compare ourselves with someone who is low. You know, some people have to work so hard, they don't even, have basic resources. Krishna says, thank you Krishna, you have put me in a better condition. Rather than crying, Spiritually, you should compare yourself always with someone who is higher to you. Someone who is standing 16 rounds, who is regularly coming, okay, I want to become like him. Then we'll be happy in life. But हमारा उल्टा होता है. Materially, we compare, who is somewhere is over here, and spiritually, we compare who is lower. फिर पूरा life गड़बड़ा जाता है. Right? So tapasya means to sit and hear. So that's very important. Like Prabhupada wrote this Bhagavad Gita purports. You know when Prabhupada used to write these purports? In the night. He used to get up at 1 o'clock. He used to sleep somewhere between 10:30 to 11. Sleep only for 2-3 hours. Get up at 1 o'clock in the night and write the purports of Srimad Bhagavatam. He used to dictate the purports. And next day morning, one of his secretaries used to listen all that and type it back. So all these purports, what are written, what you all see in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is written by Prabhupada in the dead of the night. So one night Prabhupada was dictating and 3-4 hours that cassette was blank. So next day the secretary asked Prabhupada, yesterday night's tape it's blank. So Prabhupada said, what he said, yeah, I was thinking what is the right English word for this Sanskrit word. I was not getting that word. So that much thoughts he has put when he is writing the translations of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam so that we understand. Because every Sanskrit word has no English word. Lot of words are such that you cannot describe them in English. So Prabhupada put so much thoughts to make this Gita very easily understandable by all of us. And these purports were written in the dead of night. And he was 70 years old by then. Right? 1 o'clock he used to get up, write the purports, then do Mangalarti, and then travel across the world. He did it every day. That is why he wrote so many books, and that too at the end of his life. Yeah, so now we saw the fifth one, then we'll see now Susukham, and then finally Kartum Avyavam. Can again someone recite the shloka? Now it's easy, right? You're finding this word difficult? I'll just break it. Pratyaksha. So I'll split it, Yeah. Again, Sanskrit. Yeah. Yeah. Now someone can recite the shloka so that by the time we all go, we at least know the shloka. Anyone? Yeah, Abhishek. Rajavidya Rajaguyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Thank you, Abhishek. So now we see the next one, Susukham. Krishna says it is very easy to practice. What is very easy to practice? What Krishna is talking about? Bhagavad Gita. Everyone's there? Thank you. So Krishna says Bhagavad Gita is very easy to practice. And what is Bhagavad Gita? Bhakti. Bhagavad Gita means bhakti to Krishna. We should be very clear, हमको पता होना चाहिए, नहीं तो वो आंसर मत दो बाहर वालों को. भगवद गीता में क्या लिखा है तुम पढ़ो, तुमको समझेगा नहीं. वेरी क्लियर, डरने का नहीं, मुंह पे बोल देने का उनको. ओके, सो भगवद गीता मीन्स भक्ति, भक्ति टू कृष्णा. सो कृष्णा सेज Arjun, this bhakti what I told you process, because this is 9th chapter, he already spoke about bhakti in the 7th and 8th, and 9th he is telling more. So he is telling this Bhagavad Gita bhakti process what I told you is very easy to practice, right? So I'll I'll show you one photo now. Which photo is this? What Leela is this? Sudama practiced bhakti to Krishna, right? And what he got to Krishna? पोटली में बांध के क्या लाए? Anyone knows? पोहा. पोहा means what? घर में बच्चों को बोलो पोहा किया है, उनका मुंह एकदम फूल जाएगा प्रसन्न. वाह पोहा किया है, नाचेंगे. पोहा किया, बोलो मम्मी पोहा किया है, क्या है? राइट, दे वांट पिज़्ज़ास, राइट? पोहा नहीं चाहिए, राइट? पोहा क्या होता है? चिप्ड राइस, एकदम ऐसा. एंड दैट टू ही हैड बैग्ड इट फ्रॉम 3-4 प्लेसेस. एक घर से भी नहीं लाया था, किसी और 2-3 के घर से लाके, वो भी ऐसा 2 दिन ऐसा बांध के पोटली में सूखा हुआ भगवान को लाके ही गेव टू कृष्णा. एंड दैट टू यू सी रुक्मिणी व्हाट शी सेड, डोंट ईट बाबा. कृष्णा वेंट एंड ईट once, two times he ate. Rukmini stopped 3rd time. Don't eat, enough, not good. Right, that is what Sudama got, and Krishna is happy to accept, right? So this bhakti process is very easy. Krishna doesn't want some big thing that we have to offer him. What we should offer Krishna? What Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita, what we can offer him? So Bhagavad Gita 9.26. See again 9. This is 9th chapter na, बहुत important, बहुत powerful है. The name of this chapter itself is most confidential knowledge. Okay, 9th chapter Krishna says Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhakta Prayashyate Tad Aham Bhaktya Uparitam Ashnami Prayat Atmanam. Krishna says Patram. Patram means Patra. Patram. Pushpam. Phalam. Easy. Toyam. Toyam means water. Sanskrit word is water is also called toyam. So Krishna says you offer me these 4 things, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. ये किसके घर में नहीं है? Everyone has Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. रास्ते पे कितने फूल रहते, ये रहते हैं पत्ते. You offer any पत्ता to Lord. And which is the best पत्ता we can offer to Lord? तुलसी. सबके घर में तुलसी है. Water नहीं है, बारिश का पानी लो कृष्णा. गंगा में वही करते हैं ना. गंगा, your water I am offering you only. Right? Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, fruits. Toyam, simple. Krishna says offer me just 4 things, I am happy. He got chipped rice, Krishna gave him everything. So the process of bhakti is very easy, but this has to be offered. Yo me bhakta prayashite tad aham bhaktya uparitam. In bhakti we have to have bhakti in it. Lord, please, I have done this bhoga, please accept. So at home also, some of your Matajis are offering bhoga to the Lord. This prasad what we are eating is bhoga which is offered to the Lord. We cook it and offer to the Lord. Lord, we have cooked this, please accept it. So when bhoga is offered to the Lord, it becomes prasad. Prasad means mercy, kripa. Then we get purified from inside. Right? So this bhakti process is very easy to perform. Right? It is not a difficult process. So chanting Hare Krishna is also easy, but this also requires a lot of devotion. So sometimes Prabhupada used to always say, Bhakti process, the last line, okay, I'll read out all this. So there is a great need of this movement, and we are spreading Krishna conscious movement, and this is practical, very easy, just suitable for this age. It doesn't consider how much you are qualified. It doesn't consider whatever your past life may be. You simply come here, chant Hare Krishna with your tongue. God has given you a tongue, and taste Krishna Prasad, love feast, and make your life successful. Very easy process. So Krishna Prabhupada used to always say this. Hare Krishna means you just feast, you just chant, you feast, and you dance. These three things we do in Hare Krishna. The process is very easy, and slowly we get purified. But okay, so now I'll show you one photograph, okay? Time is still there. We'll go a little 5 minutes overboard, okay? Why sometimes we feel no happiness in Krishna consciousness? Means when we are chanting or we are reading Bhagavad Gita, बोलेंगे वही पुराण वापस. Okay, I understand Krishna, but वही चीज़ें वापस. We don't feel that connection sometimes. It happens. How many of you all feel this? मुझे तो होता है भाई, right? Yeah, so it happens. And Acharyas have given answer for that also. You know why this happens? Why we are not able to feel that happiness in Krishna consciousness always? That's because we do not take any responsibility in Krishna consciousness, or we do not try to establish some strong connection in Krishna consciousness with Krishna. That is why it happens. So what's the meaning of this? So when a child is there, parents take responsibility for the children, right? Parents don't say, oh, you're born to us, okay, chal, वहाँ पे बैठ, खाना खा, चल ये ले कपड़े तेरे लिए थोड़ा, पढ़ाई कर थोड़ा सा. No, they take extra care of the child. Oh, लग गया तुझे, क्या हो गया, क्या खाएगा, पोहा नहीं, पोहा हमारे, पिज़्ज़ा खाएगा, ये ले पिज़्ज़ा ले, right? Extra care. Right? खांसी आ रही तुझे, स्ट्रेप्सिल्स, कॉफी, नहीं, I'm okay, no, ये ले, all. Responsibility, right? When you have a child at home, you are taking we as parents aren't we taking responsibility? बस आती है सुबह, गाड़ी आती है स्कूल के लिए, कोई कपड़े पहना रहा है उसे, कोई उसका बैग रेडी कर रहा है, अभी तक ब्रश नहीं किया, डालो जल्दी से उसको गाड़ी में डालते हैं. क्यों? We are responsible parents. We cannot say, child will say, no, I am feeling sleepy, I don't want to go to school. Oh, you are feeling sleepy? Sleep. We say like that? No. That means we are not responsible parents. You're getting my point? We are responsible parents if we are taking some responsibility and doing something which is good for his overall good. That is responsibility. Now do the same analysis in our bhakti life. Are we taken any responsibility for Krishna? When devotees ask you, how many rounds? 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 16 rounds per chant. Yeah, that's good. But have we taken some responsibility? You know, responsibility in office, all of them who are working, क्या होता है responsibility working? तो पंचिंग के लिए पहुंचना पड़ता है उधर. 3 सेकंड लेट हो गया तो गया, हाफ डे. Responsibility ना? How you are evaluated? You are a good employee. कभी लेट नहीं होता वो, टाइम पे पहुंचता है. Responsibility. So when we take responsibility, we grow. Similarly, if we have to grow in our Krishna consciousness, we have to take some responsibility. It can be anything. It can be responsibility in doing some seva. You know, when you all come here, ये कैसा रहता है हॉल? ऐसा खुला हुआ रहता है? क्या कुर्सी उर्सी कैसा रहता है? ऐसा पड़ा हुआ रहता है? कुछ भी इधर पड़ा हुआ है? No, everything is properly lined up. There are chairs properly lined up. Satranjis are there. There are flowers on the Lord. Everything is ready for you. So how this happens? It happens just like that? No. Some devotees must have taken responsibility. Suppose no one takes responsibility. Then someday you will find chairs lined up. Somewhere altar is open, closed. कहीं पे कुछ पड़ा है. There is no orderliness. Why? Because no one took responsibility. So we grow in our spiritual life when we take some responsibility for Krishna. Responsibility means I am responsible for doing this seva. No matter what, that seva will happen. If I am not coming by some reason, I will tell someone else to do it, but it will happen. So as I told you last time also, you all have to do some seva. Seva is important. When we do seva, we grow in our spiritual life. We feel that connection of Krishna. Because when we do seva, we come out of our own sadhana, we come out one step and do something for someone else. The sadhana what we are doing is for me. The chanting what I am doing is for me. The hearing what I am doing is for me. But seva is for someone else. That is what means by taking responsibility. So when we take responsibility in bhakti to do something, some prachar, some seva in the temple, something, find out. Then we grow and then we feel that connection, and then we will be not in this zone that we don't feel Krishna's presence. Right? Then Krishna's presence is already always there. Like our office presence we always feel na at home also. कभी कभी सपने में भी आता है बॉस. क्यों? दिन भर वही एकदम इतना रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लिया है, वो सपने में बॉस ही आते हैं, टारगेट्स आते हैं. राइट? So when we do seva, when we take responsibility for Krishna, then we will be able to see Krishna's hand more evidently in our life. Right? So that is what we should be doing. And temple activities and satsangs gives us more opportunities for doing that seva. So this is also one of the learning, how to have Krishna's presence in our life. So Krishna has a big plan, right? So we have to get up from me and mine and become a small part in Krishna's big plan, right? Those of you all who work in factories, big factories, making big machines. Do one person makes the entire machine? No, everyone has his own role. Someone will work in QA, someone will get the raw material, someone will ensure it is passed, someone will make it, someone will check it, someone will dispatch it. So when every one of us play our small role, that whole thing becomes perfect. Similarly, Krishna has a big plan. So we have to play our small role in Krishna's big plan. Right? So when we feel like that, then we will feel Krishna's presence in our life. So now we will see the last one, Avyayam, which is imperishable. So again, can someone read the shloka? Yeah, anyone? Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Avagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Thank you, Mataji. So the last one, Krishna says, this knowledge is Susukham Kartum, what we saw, it is Avyayam. Avyayam means it is imperishable. Oh, it's already come. You all know which is this? Which photo is this? Which Leela is this? Yeah, so this is from Bhagavatam. I think it is Canto 7. Canto 7 is Narsimhadev. Canto 6, Ajamil. Canto 6 is Ajamil, and then Canto 7 is Narsimhadev. So this story comes in Canto 6, where there is one person called Ajamil. And cut the whole story short, he was very sinful, means you cannot imagine, very, very sinful. And somehow, so when he is around 80 years old or 90 years old, I think something like that, 70, 80, he has one more child. That is the award of his, and that too from a prostitute. By some divine arrangement, he keeps the name of his last son as Narayan. वो कैसे तो उसका और एक story है, why he is able to do that. And when he's dying, if you all have seen some people dying, they get very scared when they die. Why? Because when you die, who comes in front of you? पता है ना सबको. And Yamdutas are not very good looking. They're dangerous, horrible looking people. उनको देखते ही और डर लगता है. Right? So then in that state of fear, he calls his son. And he was very attached, youngest son, very attached to him. So we always call out that person whom we are very attached to when we die. That's why in our sadhana period, we have to slowly create our attachment to holy name Krishna, when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's why we should chant. Chanting should be so much going deep in our heart that whenever some problem comes, suddenly Krishna's name should come. कोई गाड़ी चला रहा है आप लोग, एकदम 70 के स्पीड पे पंच करना है ऑफिस में, सडनली एक गाड़ी आ गया, वी डोंट नो, दैट माइट बी द लास्ट टाइम, सो इमीडिएटली वी शुड से कृष्णा, immediately Krishna, we don't know, that might be our last breath. So we have to train, practice ourselves in such a way that Krishna's names are coming to our mouth. We should not be side वाला क्या बोलेगा, तुम मरेगा, वो थोड़ी तुमको वो जलाने के लिए आएगा, फिर वो उसके आगे नहीं आने वाला है. You don't bother about what your neighbor or your friends or relatives are saying. You are for yourself, you should know. Right? So we should practice. So he called out the name of his son Narayan. He was calling his son Narayan, and moment he said Narayan, this effulgent Vishnu Dutas came and they stopped the Yamdutas from taking his soul. This is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. We don't know. This is not there in Bhagavad Gita. This is there in Bhagavatam. That's why I told you last time, everyone should have Bhagavatam in their house. You read it, don't read it secondary. Have Bhagavatam. Right? Vishnu Dutas came and Vishnu Dutas said, stop, you cannot take. And these are the first time that Yamdutas were looking so effulgent looking people. Vishnu, they said, how dare you tell we are Yamdutas? You know now who is our boss? Our boss is Yamdut, Yamraj. That is our boss. No one comes and stops us. How dare you stop? They said, our boss is Vishnu. You go and ask Yamraj. Vishnu is his boss. So they didn't know. So then there's a lot of discussion between them, and everything is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. You know what they discuss? They discuss what is dharma and what is adharma. And later, Yamaraj also tells them what is dharma and adharma. And out of Pandavas, who was the son of Yamaraj? Yudhishthir. And he was called what? One of his Yudhishthir's name was Dharmaraj. Because Yamaraj will tell you what is dharma and adharma. Because police knows the best, na? What is rules. Who is Yamaraj? Yamaraj is police. सब होने के बाद ऊपर उठा के दिखाता है, भाई ये देख जिंदगी में ये सब किया, फिर तेल में डालने का, इधर डालने का, उधर डालने का, वो सब उसका लिस्ट रेडी रहता है ना, सब है उधर, लिस्ट रेडी है. वो लॉ बुक लेके बैठता है, पुलिस पकड़ता है, क्या बोलता है, तो हमारा यू ब्रोकन द रूल, दिस आई डिडंट नो द रूल ओनली. That is not there. You know the rule, don't know the rule, you pay the fine. So similarly, Yamaraj is sitting over there with everything. He is writing every breath we take and every breath we leave. Everything he is writing what we do between those two breaths. Every breath. And all that will be shown to us. भाई ये देख, ऐसे नहीं है जैसे मैं एकदम सिंपली बोल रहा हूँ, ये देख ऐसा नहीं. That is always explained in Bhagavatam. How the soul is taken out and from here to there, from this loka to that loka, within some seconds is just dragged. You just imagine what is the speed, zip करके पूरा रास्ते पे एकदम पूरा, it's all given over there. It's all given. So all that time we will remember only that what we are attached to. That's why we should be attached to Krishna, and it is not easy. That's why we should practice. That's why we are called sadhakas. We are practitioners. That's why we sit in one place and chant Hare Krishna. Let it go deep, let it go deep, let it go deep. And then Krishna's name. Why we see boss in our dream or why we see office in our dream? वो अंदर गया है, डर के मारे गया है. काम से निकालेगा तो ये डर के नहीं, ये प्यार से होना चाहिए. But problem in this world is डर is more provident. That's why children also more fearful. They remember how many times you have bitten them, then how many times you have loved them. Right? So we are also like that only. We see only bad things. So slowly we have to tune our head to good things. That is bhakti, the bhakti images. So here, and he called Narayan, and immediately Vishnu Dutas came, and then there was a lot of discussion, and then they say finally the Yamdutas go, and then Vishnu Dutas tell him that now you have got a second chance, live your life properly. Then he lives his life properly, and then at the end of it he goes back to the spiritual world, Ajamil. So that's why this knowledge, and he named his son Narayan because somewhere in his past, somewhere he had done some sukruti to some brahmanas, and that came to save him at the time of his death. So this knowledge, what we are practicing, we should not feel that it will perish, it will remain. Even in Bhagavad Gita, very start, second chapter, 40th shloka, Krishna says, Neha vikramana nastosti pratyavayu na vidyate swalpa api asya dharmasya Trayato mahato bhayat. Neha. Neha means very small. Even a small endeavor, that is, there is no loss or delineation, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. So even once we chant Hare Krishna, it will have some effect somewhere. What to speak about chanting 16 rounds? What to speak about chanting 4 rounds? What to speak about following the 4 regulatory principles? What to speak about reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam? Just by holding Bhagavatam in the hand, having Bhagavatam in the house is like having Krishna. It will come to our rescue. It will come. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Krishna will protect. How he will protect is up to him. That is not as per our calculation, but he will protect. 101%. Guaranteed. Right? So that is what Krishna says. This knowledge, what I am giving you, is imperishable. It will not go. Prabhupada is to say, Krishna is within our heart. Correct? Krishna is within our heart. If you kindly continue, he is telling his disciple, if you kindly continue to hear about Krishna as you are doing, then Krishna will be pleased. And Krishna will say, what Krishna will say? Oh, this person is now interested in me. That is what Krishna will say. Prabhupada says, because nobody is interested in Krishna, so Krishna is also silent to them. He is there in our heart, but he is sitting quietly. He is looking to us. But as soon as you become interested in Krishna, Krishna becomes very active. And he says, he is trying to do something, I shall help him. So Krishna is there as Paramatma in our heart, but he is sitting quietly. Our God is not the Kalma wala God. Our God is says, I am there with you. I am not going to force you. I am not going to force you to love me. But if you love me, I will love you 100 times more. But I will not force you, because by force you cannot have love. You cannot have love by force. So our God is sitting quietly as Paramatma and looking to us when he will turn. And he is sending his teachers, he is sending his sons, he is sending literature, everything is sending. But he is not, it's not a forceful process. You cannot put a gun on someone's head and say chant Hare Krishna. Nahi hoga. He will chant mechanically, but it will not remain. So this is what Krishna says. But moment we become interested to Krishna by practicing Bhakti Yoga, Krishna becomes interested to us. Right? One of our sannyasis, Shivram Maharaj, he used to say, nobody will hand Bhakti on a plate. We have to work it out. Do whatever it takes and don't give up. Don't give up. It's not that it will be offered to us in a plate. Now that we know the process, we have to do it. Krishna also never fought Arjuna's war. Even he was present with him. He said, you fight your war, but I'll give you everything what is required. I'll stop every weapon which has come to you, but you have to fight your war. We have to do it. We have to lift the bead bag and start chanting. We have to open Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and read it. That is what we have to do. But once we do that, then rest Krishna will do it. So with this, we conclude today's discussion. So one last time, someone can recite this shloka, what we discussed today. Anyone? Yeah, jor se. Sanga, mana. Rajavidya Rajaguyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Avagavam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Thank you. So what we discussed today, here it is. Rajavidya, Krishna tells that this knowledge is king of all knowledge. It is Rajaguyam. It is the topmost secret. There is no secret beyond this knowledge. It is Pavitram and Uttamam. It is most pure and it is very sacred and topmost. Pratyaksha Avagamam. This knowledge will give you direct realization. Atma Sakshatkar, direct. Dharmyam. It is the topmost dharma. Susukham. It can be practiced easily and it will give you happiness. And Avyayam. It is imperishable. It will remain forever. So now, can you all tell me some of the learnings what we had? A lot of places. Some learnings, anything. Oops. Taking responsibility, then we feel the presence of Lord. Thank you. What else? Anything. There is no right or wrong answer. It's fine. Eternal happiness we get, thank you Mataji, through the process of bhakti. Anything else? Tapasya is very important. We should not be working very, very hard only for eating, living, sleeping, defending. But we should also do tapasya in life. And what is tapasya in Kali Yuga? Hearing Hari Katha and chanting Hari Naam is tapasya. So if we are doing this, then we are doing. So it's okay. We work very hard. We take care of our society, our family. At the same time, invest some time in through tapasya, which will give us eternal connection to Krishna. Very nice. What else? What, Mataji? Detachment. We have to slowly create this mood of detaching from the unplug. Detox bolte na? Digital detox, unplug. So we have to unplug. Detachment is important. What else? Seva, we have to do some seva. Some seva we have to take responsibility, as Prabhuji said. What else? Relationship God. This knowledge is very secret. Why? Because this knowledge, Bhagavad Gita, it teaches bhakti process. And what is bhakti process? Bhakti means we are trying to develop a relation with Him. It is not a mechanical process. I know this mantra. No. Mantra is just a medium to connect to Him. So our activity should be such that I develop a relation with Krishna, bond with Krishna. What else? Anything else? Unperishable bond, which is not, which will be there forever. Anything else? Any more learnings? What you will take home? Secret knowledge. This is very secret also, because our other Vedas give knowledge only about God, but that doesn't give knowledge about the making or setting up a relationship. That's why Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is very secret. Very few people know about it. Patram Pushpama, wo important hai. So I tell, in the morning when you go, you offer one tulsi leaf, dip the tulsi leaf, plug the tulsi, dip it in water, in Achman Patra, and put it at the feet of the Lord. They have over there, just behind the photo, is there. Just put it, have a photo of Krishna in your house, put it at the photo of the Lord, and just pray, Lord, please accept. So if you are not offering bhoga, at least start offering tulsi leaf. That is available. Sabke ghar mein tulsi hai. And everyone, even the small child, before going to school, he just offer tulsi and go. Offer something to Lord. Krishna has given us so much. Tulsi is also available. You don't have to do anything. Right? Anything else before we close? Reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very important. Just holding, as I said, Krishna is come in Kali Yuga in the form of His holy name, and He is also come in Kali Yuga in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. So when you hold Srimad Bhagavatam, you are holding Krishna in your hand. So there are some shortcuts also in Kali Yuga. That's it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila